All right, so I want to welcome you to this episode of In the Trenches today. Man, I'm excited to have this guest on. I have Andrew here with ALR Media. He is the master of everything when it comes to wrapping your service vehicle. So, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Today we really want to bring a lot of value in just this short 10-minute time span, and we really want people to walk away with the knowledge that they have the right questions and the right information to be able to not only choose the right company to wrap their vehicles, but also make sure that it's going to be a quality job. So I'm just going to jump right in. Andrew, I guess before I do, tell everybody watching just a little bit about you and where you're located.
I own ALR Media. We are a wrap company that does travel from all over the state of Florida up into Tennessee to Texas. We try to provide the better or the latter quality of wraps when it comes to install, quality of design, and guarantees.
Awesome. Yeah, I can definitely vouch for Andrew. See, my experience in my home service company was that I made the mistake of hiring somebody who was local and referred to me to do a wrap on my vehicle, and he did a very poor install. I ended up losing thousands of dollars on the deal. But then I have, great friends and relationships. My friend from Florida referred me to Andrew, and here we are today. So today we're going to talk about choosing the right company. Andrew, what are some things that people should be asking if they're vetting a company to wrap their vehicles?
When you're looking for a company that you're going to start wrapping with, you need to know their quality level. What they're willing to do to make you happy, what they're willing to do to make sure that your fleet looks the best. Another factor is, what kind of warranty are they giving you? What kind of film are they using? What kind of print are they using? How long does the laminate last?
Okay.
Are they pulling headlights? Are they, doing the full job? Are they cutting corners?
Yeah, it's very true. And one thing we were talking about and preparing for this was how many they should be, how many they've wrapped in the past. Because everybody I called locally were like, oh yeah, we do full truck wraps. And so everybody watching, there's a big difference between getting stickers on your service vehicle and doing a full van or truck wrap. And we're talking about a full wrap. It's a big job. And so how many, like if I was to call a company and say, hey, I want to see X amount of wraps you've done to prove that you can do quality work, what's a good number to ask for?
I mean, I would say at least ask to see somewhere around 50.
Wow. Okay.
Know that they're in the industry. Know that they're not just a pop-up shop with a printer that says they can do it.
That's true. That's true.
There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those shops.
So yeah, 50. I mean, yeah, I could tell you, looking at the companies I looked for, like I said, everybody claimed to do it, but nobody could give me much of any kind of portfolio on the vehicles they've done. So that's really good information. So when it comes to designing the wrap, can you talk a little more about that? What should companies be looking for when it comes to designing wraps?
Well, I've found in my experience that the position of everything on the vehicle is key. You have to think about the vehicle in a three-dimensional manner, sitting in traffic. Also, not everything needs to be on all four sides or three sides. It can be on the side, it can be on the back, but it doesn't need to be on all because, it just depends on how it's being viewed in traffic. The simpler, the better. Large logo, get the brand out there, brand recognition, beat that into people's heads. And then the secondary is the communication, which is typically the phone number for a home service business. You want them to call the office and schedule an appointment.
Man, that's
so
good.
Those are the two factors. Those are the two factors that are huge. It's phone number, position, and the logo.
Wow. And I hope everybody heard what he said. The simpler, the better. We're living in a time where it's not about getting super fancy and busy and on crazy because, going down the road, this is a big billboard. And I know that branding is huge when it comes to marketing. And if you're thinking about investing in wrapping your vehicles, it's truly an investment. I mean, for you, we did close to, or for us, I mean, you came and did close to 30 vehicles in Texas with my home service company. So, so I know firsthand, but we're also seeing the fruits of the labor, so to say, because people are not only commenting and seeing it and telling us how nice they are, but we're seeing our brand and marketing leads shoot up way high this year. And so it's definitely, if you're wanting to take your company to the next level in professionalism, wrapping is definitely the way to go. And let's just talk about proper install, because that was, if you see a van going on the road that's wrapped, you're like, oh, that look cool. But if you see it sitting still and you know what you're looking at, there's seams, there's lights, there's all these different things they have to cut and maneuver. What are some things that these business owners should be asking these companies when they're choosing who's going to wrap their vehicle?
One of the key factors that I like to elaborate on, if the business owner doesn't ask, is I like to tear the vehicle down. You know, it's not a full tear down, but I like to pull headlights, tail lights, mirrors, handles, you know, these sorts of things, so that we don't see the ugly white line around the outside edge. It looks like a paint job when we're done, you know. And then based on the vehicle, you know, a lot of service companies use Transits, a lot of them use Sprinters, some of them use pickup trucks. So all of those have a variant of where I would break the seam and have a seam, but I would prefer to do 100% seamless. But sometimes that's not the case, because our material width at the widest is only 60 inches. You know, so if there's a big panel van, it's going to have a seam somewhere. But typically on a box truck, there's 4-foot panels. So we would break it down at the 4-foot panel so that the body seam was the seam of the film.
Yeah, so you were wrapping the big, tall Sprinter vans for us, and the first company that wrapped it, their seam was like a mountain range. You know, it was all up and down, and it looked
like
crazy. So
it felt like we were in the Rockies.
Felt like we're in the Rockies. There's definitely a seam in those trucks that you can hide that seam when you have big wraps, and you just do the best quality of that. But I hope everybody's watching. Listen, ask them, do you remove the headlights, the tail lights, the emblems, and the door handles? Because it looks crappy when you're cutting around door handles and putting patches on there. But the way you do it, it's incredible. It's artwork. It's really top of the line. So when it comes to wraps, because I live in a hot climate, and people watching, I'm sure, may live in a hot climate, but you educated me on quality of wraps and films. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, there's several ranges of film material. You know, you got several companies out there that produce wrap film, and then they also produce the laminate. You know, the cheaper laminates, they don't last nearly as long. I use premium quality everything, so that I get the maximum guarantee on the product itself, and then that just reinforces my guarantee to the client. You know, when we go out and do a wrap job.
Yeah, that's good, man. And we were talking too earlier about having to go back sometimes and touch some wraps up. And so if you're looking for a company, to ask them, hey, have you ever had to go back and touch a wrap up, maybe fix a little pill back? If they say no, you automatically count them out, because they're lying to you. Because no matter what the quality is, tell people a little bit about what factors play a role when it comes to wrapping the vehicles.
A lot of the factors I would say would be the temperature in which it's installed. Sometimes when we're installing a fleet, we don't always have the 100% control over the environment. You know, sometimes we're just in a garage. Sometimes we're in an air conditioned scenario, and depending on what time of the year it is, will determine your temperature. You know, the film has to be, you know, heated to almost 200 degrees to stick and stay. You know, in tight pulled areas, you know, like the insets and around the wheel wells and stuff like that. So you have to get the film to 200 degrees, even if it's 40 degrees outside.
Yeah, I would say that time you came down and wrapped, it was pretty cold, and you were wrapping in our bays, and yeah, we had a couple, like I think one vehicle had a little bit of pill back, and the cool thing is Andrew flew that down and took care of everything for us. So I can definitely vouch for his quality, and if there is any issues, he flew that down from Florida and fixed it for us, and so that's always a great thing. So Andrew, just to wrap the show up, remember, everybody watching, we want them to really be equipped to go out and not only design their wraps, but also pick a good quality company. Can you kind of just wrap everything up in a nutshell for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, you know, your main thing is the film quality. You want to know what they're using.
Okay.
The second thing is you're going to want to know how far they're willing to go. Are they going to cut corners, or are they going to do the full job? Lastly, will they back their job? You know, are they going to, if something happens 6 months down the road, are they going to blame it on you, or are they going to take their responsibility for themselves and fix it for you? Mm-hmm. And then lastly, are they leaving you with the proper information to take care of these wraps? You know, as your service guys are going out on the road every day.
Yeah, and being able to see how many they've done is important, because they definitely need to be a wrap specialist. So, Andrew, Andrew's also a trusted source on the Built for the Trades website. So if you can find them there, but you can also find them. Tell people out there, if they're looking for somebody to wrap their vehicles, tell them how they can reach out to you and start this process. Because by the way, Andrew is amazing at designing wraps. I mean, it just blew my mind what he could do for my home service company. You've done a few, so tell everybody watching how they can reach out to you.
Yeah, aside from the link on Built for the Trades, you can visit my website at www.alr.media. And you can just click on the vehicle wraps page and you can see a lot of the different variations of wraps that I've done. You know, obviously I'm not going to upload 20 vehicles of the same company, but you get the idea. These are fleets that I generally do. So I'm putting 1 and 2s of just the designs, you know, on the website, but you know, I've done plenty of them.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show again. Y'all know how to reach out to me. It's builtforthetrades.com, or you can email me directly at dan@builtforthetrades. We're here to serve, and you know, we're here to give information that hopefully adds value to the people that are watching. So thanks again, Andrew, and everybody out there have a great rest of your day.